Have you ever met someone who didn't say much, but somehow everyone noticed them? They walk into a room and the energy changes. Not because they are loud, not because they are trying to impress everyone. They just have something, a calm confidence, a quiet power, a feeling that makes people pay attention. That is called presence. And presence is one of the most powerful things a person can have. Because people may forget your words, they may forget your clothes, but they remember how they felt around you. So why do some people have presence? And why do others feel invisible, even when they try so hard to be noticed? Most people misunderstand presence. They think it means being the funniest, the richest, the most attractive, or the loudest person in the room. But real presence is not noise. Real presence is energy. Some people speak softly, but everyone listens. Some people do not chase attention, but attention comes to them. They are not performing. They are not begging to be liked. They are not trying to prove they are important. They feel comfortable inside themselves. And when someone is comfortable with themselves, other people can feel it. That is why presence is powerful. It does not demand attention. It attracts attention naturally. They are fully present. The first reason some people have presence is simple. They are actually present. Most people are not. Most people are trapped in their own head. They are thinking, do they like me? Do I look awkward? What should I say next? Am I boring? Do I sound smart? So even when they are physically in the room, their mind is somewhere else. People with presence are different. When they are with you, they are really with you. They listen. They notice details. They are not checking their phone every few seconds. They are not looking around for someone more important. They make the moment feel important. And because of that, you feel important too. This is a secret many people miss. People with presence do not always take attention. They give attention. And in a distracted world, real attention feels rare. That is why it feels powerful. Another reason some people have presence is that they are not desperate to be liked. You can feel when someone is trying too hard. They laugh too much at everything. They agree with everyone. They change their personality depending on who is watching. They keep explaining themselves. They keep proving themselves. And even if they are nice, the energy feels nervous. People with presence do not move like that. They can be kind without being needy. They can be confident without being arrogant. They can disagree without becoming disrespectful. They do not abandon themselves just to please others. This does not mean they do not care about people. It means approval is not their oxygen, and when someone does not need your validation, you naturally respect them more. Presence begins when you stop begging the room to accept you. Watch people who have strong presence. They usually do not rush everything. They do not speak like they are scared of silence. They do not move like they are trying to escape the moment. They pause. They breathe. They choose their words. This matters because rushing often communicates anxiety. Fast movements can say, I am nervous. Talking too much can say, I am uncomfortable. Filling every silence can say, I need to prove myself. But calm movement says something different. It says, I am safe inside myself. It says, I do not need to run from this moment. It says, I trust myself. That is why silence can be powerful. A person with presence can pause before answering. They do not panic. They do not rush. They think, then they speak. And because they do not waste words, their words feel stronger. When you slow down, people lean in. Presence is not only in your words. Your body speaks before your mouth does. Your posture, your eyes, your breathing, your facial expression, the way you stand, the way you enter a room. People with presence usually look grounded. They stand tall but not stiff. They make eye contact, but not too much. They breathe deeply. They do not shrink themselves. They do not look like they are apologizing for existing. Many people lose presence because their body says, please do not notice me. Their shoulders are closed. Their eyes are down. Their voice is weak. Their movements are nervous, and people respond to that signal. But when your body says, I belong here, people feel that too. This does not mean acting fake. It means your body should match your value. You do not need permission to take up space. You are allowed to stand like you belong. One of the strongest forms of presence is deep listening. Most people do not really listen. They wait for their turn to talk. They think about their reply. They interrupt. They try to make the conversation about themselves. But people with presence listen in a way that makes you feel seen. They do not just hear words, they notice emotion, they notice tone, they notice what you are saying and sometimes what you are not saying. They ask better questions, they remember small details, they do not make you feel rushed. This kind of listening is rare, and because it is rare, it feels powerful. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you. Not distracted, not judging, not waiting to speak, just listening. You probably trusted them more. You probably felt calmer around them. That is presence. Presence is not always about making people admire you. Sometimes it is about making people feel safe around you. People with presence usually have a clear sense of identity. They know what they value. They know what they will accept. They know what they will not accept. They are not easily pulled in every direction. That gives them weight. A person who does not know who they are can feel unstable. With one group, they act one way. With another group, they become someone else. They copy the energy around them because they do not have their own center. But people with presence are more consistent. You feel that there is something solid inside them. They do not need to explain themselves every 5 minutes. They do not need to copy everyone. They are not chasing every trend. They have their own center. And people are drawn to people who feel grounded. Not perfect, not emotionless, just grounded. Their energy says, "This is who I am." And that is powerful. Some people drain the room, some people lift the room, and some people calm the room. That is energy. People with presence usually know how to control their energy. They do not bring chaos everywhere. They do not complain all the time. They do not turn every small problem into drama. They do not make every conversation stressful. This does not mean they never feel anger, fear, or sadness. It means they do not throw every emotion onto everyone around them. They can feel something without being controlled by it. That creates trust. When someone is emotionally steady, people feel safe around them. They feel like this person can handle life, and that gives them presence. Because presence is not only confidence, presence is calm strength. How to build presence. The good news is this: presence is not only something you are born with, you can build it. Start with your attention. When you speak to someone, really be there. Put the phone away. Look at them. Listen to understand, not just to reply. Second, slow down. Slow your speech a little. Slow your movements. Pause before answering. Do not fear silence. Silence only feels awkward when you believe you must constantly perform. Third, improve your posture. Relax your shoulders. Keep your head up. Breathe slowly. Stand like you respect yourself. Fourth, stop chasing approval. Be kind, but do not become fake. Be respectful, but do not become a people pleaser. You can be liked without losing yourself. And fifth, build a life you respect. This is the deepest part. Real presence comes from self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, your energy changes. When you train your body, your confidence changes. When you build skills, your voice changes. When you face problems instead of escaping them, your character changes. And people can feel that. You cannot fake true presence forever. At some point, your life shows through your energy. Final message. Some people have presence because they are not trying to escape themselves. They are here. They are grounded. They are calm. They listen. They know who they are. They do not beg for attention. They do not rush to prove their worth. And that is why people feel them. Presence is not about being perfect. It is not about being loud. It is not about being rich. Presence is the quiet power of someone who is fully inside their own life. So the next time you walk into a room, do not ask, "How can I make everyone notice me? How can I be fully here?" Because the more present you are with yourself, the more presence you will have with others. If this video helped you, subscribe for more videos about confidence, discipline, and self-improvement. And remember, you do not need to be the loudest person in the room. You just need to be the most present.